just arrived yesterday. Hello and welcome to a new episode of the Woolly Thistle Shopcast. This is episode 133, I think, and we are here after having a quick little break since the last time because Black Friday happened. And thank you so much for turning up for our Black Friday event. It went really well. It's 2 weeks ago now, and we have gotten all the orders out pretty much. There might be one or two lurking that had a problem or an address verification needed or things like that, but otherwise we have gotten all the orders out, and we hope you are loving receiving your packages. We have been packing for the last 2 weeks non-stop, working on weekends, extra shifts, all of that. It was bananas in a good way. So thank you very much for shopping with us over that Black Friday weekend. And it's kind of nice to be popping our heads back up above water again. I'm just starting to feel that way. And tomorrow I'm going to stay in bed for a long time, and I'm going to knit, and I'm going to watch trashy Hallmark movies or something. I'm going to do something where it's not at all having to get out of bed because it's been crazy. But I hope you are well, and that you got what you wanted over the Black Friday weekend wherever you were shopping, and that you are getting ready for the festivities that is in a couple of weeks coming up. I'm starting to slowly turn my attention to that. I have my daughter's birthday to host before that, which will be sort of a drive-by birthday party. As you know, my kids are both remote, and even though their friends are back at school, ours are not. So I'm hoping that there'll be a little parade going by for her birthday of her friends that she hasn't seen for so long. And I imagine it'll just cause her to burst into tears, honestly. But by the time you're watching this, that will have been done, and hopefully we'll be over that too. So anyway, thank you for watching and joining me again for another episode. Please make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That's how we grow, and that's how other people find us. And also follow us on Instagram and join our Facebook group. We have a thriving brand new Facebook group that's really lovely, and I'm hoping to try and spend more time in there. It's a very small group at this point, but we have over 900 people since we started that a few weeks ago, which is brilliant, and I love that. And we of course have our Ravelry group, which is very strong as well, and we currently have test knitters going there actually for the vanilla sweater. I'm wearing my gold vanilla sweater today actually. Jumping all over the place already. I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, so we have test knitters working away in Ravelry, getting the vanilla sweater ready to be released as a multi-sized pattern. So that's very exciting, because for all this time it's been one size, a very generous size, but still not perfect for everyone. And so we have sized it, and that will be coming out probably in the new year at this point, because it's crazy. But very excited about that. The test knitters have been knitting away, and no big problems as far as I can tell. But we have some work to do on that before it's released, and that will happen very shortly. So stay tuned for news on that. But yes, if you haven't heard about the vanilla sweater, then this is probably your first episode. But this is the vanilla sweater, and I knitted it in Rauma Finullgarn, which is a fingering weight woolly wool from Norway, 100% Norwegian. They come in loads of colors, but this one is 4125, and it's a gray with this lovely gold over dye. And you'll also see that it's in this shawl that I'm wearing today. So I actually used leftovers to put in the shawl, and this of course is my Hansel hat by Gudrun Johnston, knitted in Jamieson and Smith. This is color 27. This lovely gray with it is color 54, and then we have 01. Oh no, we have 202. This is kind of an oatmeal-y beige. And then I popped in some of this. They're actually different weights a little bit, but once this is blocked, it blooms up and it just locks really nicely together with other fingering weight. So I wasn't worried about that at all. And I've been wearing this since it got colder and really enjoying it. It's very nice and warm. Today I've got it with my Leslie Wind silver pin here. Leslie Wind is a local silversmith, and she is often at various sheep and wool festivals, you know, definitely at New Hampshire and at Rhinebeck as well when these are happening. And so this is my lovely Leslie Wind. This was given to me as a gift from my very good friend, Amber. So I'm enjoying wearing that too. And yeah, we'll see how long this lasts. It's actually quite warm in here. But I've been wearing this to and from work outside and keeping nice and toasty with this lovely woolly wool. Love it. Love it. You know, you're going to have to bury me with all the wool and just sort of swaddle me in it. I think that's how I want to go. All right, but yeah, so anyway, that's what I'm wearing today, and I hope you're liking it. So winner from last time, picked at random from the comments from last time's episode, is Christine Josted. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing your name right, but it's S-J-O-S-T-E-D, I think. And Christine, you are the winner of a $25 gift certificate to the Woolly Thistle. So send us an email at info@thewoollythistle, put winner in capitals in the subject line, and tell us you're the winner from this episode, and we will get that gift certificate out to you. And I hope you enjoy spending it. So current FOs, let's just get into what I'm knitting on and all of that. No current FOs. Oh, I keep seeing my hair. So I haven't cut my hair since March when COVID struck, and I was probably due a haircut then. And so today I finally tied up. I'm looking very Pepe Le Pew with the grays. And an interesting little sidebar here are these little hairs. This will tell you something about how my mind works. So I always thought that these annoying little hairs were where my hair broke, you know, like breakage. But the hairdresser last time said, no, that's new growth. And I thought, oh, how lovely. It's not my hair's falling out of my head and breaking. I'm actually growing new hair. How positive is that? And it's growing in this lovely Elsa white. Yeah. So yeah, I'm very stripy zebra. That's a reference to my business friends. They'll know what I'm talking about. Not that they watch this, but anyway, so the hair, I'm sorry. I haven't been anywhere except work and home. My husband pretty much does the grocery shopping, which is nothing new. He's always done the grocery shopping, which I love him for. So yeah, the post office maybe is the other place that I've been in the last 9 months. So thank God for the internet. That's all I can say. I'd be a basket case otherwise, although, you know, arguments could be made that I am already. Just ask my family. So there's no current FOs right now. I haven't finished anything because I've been pretty monogamous knitting on my Porty pullover, which is by Gudrun Johnston, and there's a picture of it here. She's since come out with a lovely cardigan version too. And I was knitting this for our sweater Cal, which just wrapped up a couple of weeks ago now. And thank you so much for everybody that participated. Yeah, so Gudrun Johnston's Porty pullover is named for Portobello, which is an area of Edinburgh. And I was born in Edinburgh. And so I really have enjoyed knitting her sweater. So she's got the sweater, the cardigan, and now there's a third rendition of her Porty pullover, which is the dress. I have been knitting on this thing and just finished the body, and it comes to just above my knees. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring it with me today, which is unbelievable. But I will bring it next time, and it's not finished yet anyway. It's not an FO because I'm still finishing off the knitting of it. So let me tell you my story of woe with the Porty pullover. So yes, I turned my Porty pullover into a dress because when I finally, and you know, I'm not boasting, humble brag, but you know, I knit this thing really fast that by the time I tried it on, I had pretty much finished the body. I didn't, you know, I tried it on after I finished the yoke, then I started knitting the body. That flew, and I tried it on and it was gigantic. This is a perennial problem with me, that I knit things and I knit them too big. So what did I do? Well, I think, in fact, I know what my problem is, and it is this. I didn't check my gauge. So that's crazy. You know, I guess we must always, no matter how great a knitter you think you are, you have to check your gauge, because my gauge is too big. Therefore, and I was knitting the size 45 inch, so it was already going to be big on me. Another thing, I haven't measured it. I'm not going to, well, I have measured it, but I haven't worked out what the whole circumference is, because I'll just freak out and scream. But my 4-inch gauge that I took is wrong for the pattern. So it has come out bigger than intended, which really irks me that I made that really, I mean, I don't think that's even a rookie mistake. That would be insulting to rookie knitters. I think it's just a really terrible mistake to make as an experienced knitter, to not be checking your gauge and to just be like, yeah, I got this, knit. Well, that's what I did. And by the time I tried it on, it was gigantic, but I didn't want to rip it back. I didn't. So I thought, what could I do? And I thought, if all else, let's just keep knitting on it. If all else is, you know, not going to work. I think I just needed to knit for whatever reason. And it was mindless, you know, stockinette. And so I did. I kept knitting. And I thought, by the time I figure out what I want to do with this, I'll have this longer thing. And sure enough, I now have a dress. So, and I'm going to make it with short sleeves. So I don't have to knit sleeves. So it's not all, you know, extra time. So I finished one sleeve. I just have to cast it off. I like the way that's looking. And so now I need to pick up and just knit the bottom of this one. But it's still gigantic. So, I mean, I'm wondering in my mind about trying to shrink it a little bit in the washing machine with some agitation, or is that a bad idea? I don't mind if it felts a wee bit, and I don't know. Then I thought, well, maybe I could sew in darts, you know, like to help shape it a little bit, so it's not like this big sack of potatoes. Yeah, so I'm still thinking. So I'm going to finish off the sleeve. I did try it on last night and showed my daughter, and her first response actually was very favorable. She's like, oh, I really like it. And then she said, well, I like it, because she had to correct herself. Anything mom has, you know, it's not, I really like it worthy, because it's knitted, and she's anti-wool. She's not knit worthy, as you well know. So, but she did like it. That was her first reaction. So I thought, okay, well, we'll go with that. So if there was a way for me to sort of shrink it this way without shrinking it this way, then I would be really happy. But I don't know if there's a way to do that reliably. So if you have any comments about that, I'd love to hear them. So leave a comment down below, and definitely leave a comment below anyway, because then you'll be entered to win a $25 gift certificate to the Woolly Thistle, which I don't think I mentioned, just gone by. But you guys are great. You always leave lots and lots of comments, which I really enjoy. So leave a comment below, and if you have something to add about whether or how to somehow make something a little bit smaller this way while not messing with the length, maybe there's a controlled way of agitating the wool that, you know, I can agitate it this way at the waist. Anyway, yeah, if you have any hints or warnings to not do it, you'll screw everything up, whatever it is, leave a comment below, and leave a comment below anyway, and you'll be in the running. Make sure you subscribe and give us a thumbs up too, of course. Okay, so there's that. And when I did get a little fed up with the porty pull over, when I realized the error of my ways, what did I do? Well, I picked up my trusty scrap blanket, which, you know, I've been knitting on this for years. There's the first square I ever knitted, and this is a square from my first ever Rhinebeck, and this is in the world, or on the world. They have a booth in Rhinebeck near Miss Babs. So I got that there, and my very next are actually Jamieson's of Spindrift, these two. Jamieson's of Shetland, not of Spindrift, but it is Spindrift, these two. And then I don't know after that. So I was, even in the beginning, I was digging my woolly wool, but there's certainly an awful lot of merino and hand dyed in here. I really like, where is it? I've shown you this before, but you know, to me it never gets old. I love this one. That's a melon. It's even got the seeds. And a lot of these came from swaps that I did over the years. This here was one of the first pair of socks I ever knitted, and I think that was just a Plymouth sock yarn or something, but I loved the colors and how it variegated there. And there's some lovely Tanis fiber arts here with sparkle. Her stuff was really nice to knit with. Lots and lots of swaps, but what I really am enjoying about this now is how we're transitioning from all the shiny hand-dyed stuff with nylon and superwash, but we're going to my happy place. So you can see here, you know, hand-dyed, but and superwash, but look, we're going into the lovely woolly wools, and look how well they cohabit together. That whole bottom row is woolly wool. And in fact, these are the colors right here from my Porty pullover. These three are some of them. And this is from, I don't know what this is from, but I think that's Rauma. Lovely. And oh, look, here we go. That's what I'm wearing today. So, you know, I picked this up and started knitting on this again just to just as a palette cleanser, and you know, you can't go wrong. So this is growing. Let me hold it up for you the right way around. And are you knitting one of these? Have you knitted one of these? I will put this over my legs at night when I'm sitting and knitting and just enjoy them. I use the free recipe on Ravelry from Martine Ellis, which we'll put in the show notes, a link for that. Go give her some love if you want to knit this. So my squares, I think I'm knitting this actually on a size 0 little sticks. I need to check that. I think they're size 0, and each of my squares only takes 2 grams. And I cast on 32 stitches, and then I do 2 decreases on either side of a center stitch. Well, actually, there's no center stitch. 32 stitches, stitch marker in the middle, decrease on either side of the stitch marker is what I'm trying to say. There. Yeah. Oh, and this here, this is from France. When my daughter and I went to France in 2017. God, I can't believe it's 3 years already. That's back when I could leave and leave my husband in charge of the shop. I wouldn't do that now. Oh, yes, I would, honey, I would. So yeah, I love this, and it's definitely a good comfort knit when you've screwed something up as heinously as I did. And then I wanted to just bring this in and show you because it's so lovely, isn't it? This is the basket of Jamieson and Smith that I took photos of. This basically represents 2 grab bags. And so these, this is the model that the photos for the grab bags came from. And I've actually left this sitting out on my dining room table as a display. It's my great uncle John's old garden kitchen basket that he made, because he made lots of stuff. And he passed away now 12 years ago, or yeah, about 12 years ago. And he lived in Inverness up in a house called Balvony of Inches, and they had lots and lots of acreage with woods and horses, and this is where I would go for a lot of our family holidays when we were kids, my sister and I. Anyway, so I love having this, one of the few things, and I think it's perfect for displaying this lovely yarn. Now, while I'm showing you this, I will tell you that at the time of recording, it's very difficult now for us to get any Jamieson and Smith yarn because they're having some COVID issues. They're also renovating part of their premises, and so they don't have space to accept more wool. So we can get what they have in stock, but we're not getting a lot else. And I hope that that state of affairs will actually end soon, because we are very low. So just bear with us. Let us know what you're waiting for. We'll try and get that in whenever we are getting yarn, but we will be trying to get pretty much all of it in because we sold right out. But I think one of the lovely things of showing you randomly picked yarns like this thrown together is to see how things go together even when you wouldn't expect them to. Like, looking at all these blues, you think, oh yes, that's nice. But you know, throwing a pop of orange, bright orange there, and then you've got this orange here and this gold. They all start talking to each other in ways that are unexpected. And so there's something really nice about just going with the flow. There's two different colors there, very similar. I like this side, it's very muted and gentle. And then this side is more bold, and this side's kind of cool. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed that. So this is why this is still on my dining room table at home, is because I can catch a lovely view of it from at home, and it's very, very lovely and enjoyable. So let me just pop that back there for you. That will go there. So now that we've finished our sweater cal, we will be getting ready for our next cal, which is our, well, typically our mitten cal, which we run in February next year. And we are deciding to expand the eligible objects to knit in our winter cal. So we're going to make it now a colorwork accessory cal. So that means it could be mittens, gloves, hats, shawls that have colorwork. This is not colorwork, but stranded colorwork shawls where you would knit it in a big tube and cut it. I'm thinking of Kate Davis's Rams and Yows. That would be a good one. Or cowls. And I think I'll be knitting a cowl because I do love my colorwork. Cowl, big infinity scarf, you know, like big one, and you wrap it around twice. So we think it's an exciting idea to expand it from just mittens. We've already had 5 years worth of mittens, which is fantastic, but we thought we'd just open the door a wee bit more so that more of you can knit with us. And really we try to make it a fun and relaxed event with, you know, a few rules here or there, but we tend to veer off on the less rules is better and more fun for everyone. But yeah, we are going to insist that there's color work. That'll be in there. But yes, any accessory, I suppose that would include socks as well, that you want to knit during the cal, you're going to be able to do that. So just put that on your calendar that in February, and we'll talk lots about it before then, but in February we'll be running our colorwork accessory cal, which I'm really looking forward to. And of course, if you still want to knit mittens, knit your mittens, that's totally fine. So we'll be reaching out to designers. If you happen to be watching this and you are a designer of a colorwork accessory item, feel free to get in touch with us and email us at info@thewoollythistle.com. Let us know what you think would be a good design for people to know about. And we'll connect you, and we'll connect with you, and we'll get that to happen for the cal. So that's coming. So the next thing I want to just mention, because I know lots of you are waiting on this, is the gorgeous Star Cardi by Donna Kaye. And you know the story of this. If you don't, I think I do talk about it. It might even be the last episode. But I absolutely love this. This is my Star Cardi that I knitted from a design created by Donna Kaye. It was never released as a pattern, and you steek up the front and you steek in your sleeves. There. I knitted this, and it's actually written for Jamieson and Smith 2-ply. It's beautiful, isn't it? I mean, I'm sorry, but it is. Mine have mistakes as well, because I was learning how to decrease And I think I got the hang of it here. By the time I was knitting this second sleeve, I'd gotten the hang of it pretty well. But let me show you this side. I think this was the first sleeve I knitted over here. It's not so neat and tight. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, but I love these wee stories, right? This is a story right here. This was Corinne learning to increase while doing color work that wasn't particularly charted for every stitch. And you know what? You can't tell when I'm wearing it. I also used this sleeve as my gauge swatch. And I started out knitting on very small needles and realized after doing a count that I was too tight. And so you can see that my star, here we go, got bigger. So if I hold both sleeves together, side by side, you will no doubt be able to see, like, look at this, this star is much bigger than this one, for example. So anyway, this one was knitted at the right gauge. This one was too tight. I used this as my gauge swatch, and then I just changed the needles and continued on. I knew that it would be fine around my cuff. It wasn't going to not fit, but I didn't want to knit the whole sweater at that tiny gauge. So yes, this is my star Cardi, and it's received a lot of love, not only from me, but from all of you. So I talked to Donna and we agreed that she should come up with the pattern. And so she just sent me this one, which is one that she has written up and finished. How beautiful. And this again is in Jamieson and Smith 2-ply and color FC61 for the background and 30 something, it's the dark blue, 36 I want to say, and it's gorgeous. And she's got these lovely buttons. I need to ask her about these buttons. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. So this is a sample, and ooh, very interesting. Look at this. I just got this, so I haven't had a chance to look. So that's how she did the shaping. So under the arm, ooh, and all down the side. That's absolutely beautiful. So there's going to be a few changes, but she's graded this pattern and has a design. And the Woolly Thistle here will be exclusively selling kits for this. Of course, COVID has gotten in the way of our brilliant plan because, as I just mentioned, Jamieson and Smith is in really short supply. So I'm going to do the best I can to get these colors, my colors. Let me show you them side by side. There, you can see. I love this blue. So I'm going to do my best to get these colors in, and obviously maybe a couple of other color choices that would go well. But we won't release it until we can have enough for it, unfortunately. But just know we're getting ever closer, and this is a very exciting project. So I think, you know, I wouldn't want to start this as a brand new knitter. I think that's fair to say. But if you're an adventurous beginner, if you're an intermediate, I think this could be, like it was for me, a project of your lifetime. You know, your opus magnum. So it's all over color work, so you got to be okay with that. You do want to get gauged because it's quite well, it's not fitted, it's not, you know, it's not big and baggy, it's fairly fitted really. There's no shaping in the body, at least there wasn't when I knit mine, but there is shaping in the sleeves, and I love that. I love that. And there's steeking down the front, and they're steeking at the sleeves, and then they're set in, so you have to be okay sewing these in, and that can be challenging, I won't lie. But I think that's it. So it's all over color work with steeks, but it's not a huge article in terms of you know, yardage, I suppose. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. I I'm so grateful and thankful to Donna for going on this journey. This little sweater has had quite the journey so far, and I want all of you who want to knit it to be able to knit it too. Really lovely, beautifully knitted. So I'll just throw this up here. Can you see it if I put it here? There you go. So very exciting about that, but also quite frustrated because we are not able to finish and pull it all together. But as soon as we can, we will, and we'll let you know that they will be available in the shop as a kit from Jameson Smith and Donna Kaye. Donna Kaye is Tree of Life Knitter on Instagram and Ravelry. She's a New Hampshire designer, and if you want to go show her some love, feel free to do that over on Ravelry or Instagram or anywhere else. Right, so knitting buddies. We are still putting people together. We've had over 500 people sign up for knitting buddies, and we've decided to expand the group size a little bit. So you'll be put in a group of 4 to 6 other knitters. Our Knitting Buddies program, you must know, is our response to COVID back in March, when we realized that some knitters might feel isolated because, you know, things were on lockdown. And we've kept it going right through COVID, and there's no sign of it letting up anytime soon, especially during these winter months and holidays and things like that. So if you would like to be a part of a Knitting Buddy group, and all that is a remote group of friends that you make through us introducing you, then go over to our Ravelry group and find the Knitting Buddy thread and just put your interest in there. Just leave your name, and Maggie, the wonderful Maggie, will put you in touch. Once she has enough people to make a group, she'll put you in touch with them, and then you guys take it from there. So yeah, I hope that, you know, people are enjoying that. I do hear from people from time to time that they are really enjoying their Knitting Buddies group. So that's makes me very happy that some of you are actually getting a lot out of it. So that's good. Okay, I told you about the vanilla sweater. I think that, yes, the test knitters are just, they will have finished by the time you see this, and we'll be working on getting that pattern ready. And we'll probably, my thought is that we'll come up with kits for a certain, you know, for the most popular colors. And then if you want a different color, then you're able to buy the individual balls to do that. There's so many color variations, and now that there's different sizes too, we can't put it all in one product. It's too big. So we have to figure out a way to make it a wee bit smaller, and I think the way to do that is to limit the colors. So just for the kit, you know, and there won't be, you know, I don't think you'll be penalized if you have to buy individual balls as opposed to a kit. It'll all work out, I promise. And if you have ordered, if you've bought the pattern, or if you received the pattern free way back when it first came out, which was April, I want to say, you should receive an update of the new pattern with all the sizing. You'll just get that grandfathered in, so you won't need to buy a new pattern. And again, I know I've mentioned this before, but the vanilla sweater has raised a lot of money for charity, quite a few $1,000s at this point. So thank you very much for that and supporting it. And yeah, I'm happy to just thank you all for contributing and participating and loving the vanilla sweater as much as you do. And so be on the lookout for that at some point in the new year. That should just come through. Okay, so what else? Oh my goodness, tonight in real time. So if you're watching this on the day it's released, which is Friday the 18th, I will be going live on Zoom that evening, so Friday the 18th, and we're doing our first ever virtual knit night. I hope you join us. I really do. We're going to do it on Zoom, which allows lots of people to come on. We'll have to let people in on a first come, first serve basis. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. I think it'll be fun. I've been reading Rosamund Pilcher's book, Winter Solstice, or I've been listening to it on Audible, and I'm really enjoying it. And I know lots of you have read or listened to that book too. It's one of mine that I listen to every year pretty much, or I read it, or I read a little bit of it around about the winter solstice. In fact, I think I've only read a wee bit of it over the last few years. But I'm almost, in fact, I'll be done it by the time you're seeing this, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a little bit corny. It's definitely a little bit dated now, you know, because there's talk of fax machines and things like that. There's no iPhones, so it is a wee bit dated, but I just love the warmth and comfiness of it. It's definitely a comfy wee read, perfect for winter. And of course, they all go up to Scotland, the north of Scotland even. So I like that. Being a Scot, that's nice that everybody's headed up there for the winter solstice. So anyway, tonight is the Zoom call, and if you would like to join me, please do. The information for joining the call is right on our website on the shop. You can look in the menu, you'll see winter solstice knit night or something like that, virtual knit night. And the Zoom information and link is right on that page, and you should be able to just click on it and head on over. The time and everything will be there as well. Yeah, so that's tonight, and if it goes well, maybe we'll do another virtual knit night sometime. I would love to connect with you that way, but I have no idea how it's going to go, so we'll just wing it and see, and that's pretty much what I do with everything. Right, so let's talk about shop update. We've got quite a bit going on right now, but not a lot to actually physically show you because a lot of them are pre-orders. So why don't we start with that? We have pre-orders for Anna Johanna's brand new book with Lina. They're publishing it, and it's called Strands of Joy. It has 20 patterns in them, most of them garments, with beautiful color work. So you can see here how we look. That has already been selling really well. It's a big book. It's weighing in at about 200 pounds. 200 pounds. 2 pounds. It's a £2 book, not a 200 pound book. I think I was thinking of grams when I said that. Anyway, it's a big book, and it has to be because it's got 20 odd patterns in it. So be on the lookout for that. That's in the shop as a pre-order, and I believe that will be with us mid-February if all goes well. And we also have By Hand number 14, which is featuring the Hudson Valley. And you know, I personally absolutely love this. It's a magazine, but it's a book. I don't know. It's a lookbook. I don't know. It's gorgeous. It's always gorgeous, and beautiful photographs and color. So I'm excited for that to come in, because that of course is the area of Rhinebeck, which none of us have been to in a while. So yeah, I think there's some Jill Draper in there. There's Sawkill Farm, who I've bought yarn from at Rhinebeck, and various other local businesses. So I'm looking forward to getting my hands on that. That comes out in January, so pre-orders are available for that now. And when you order a pre-order from us, you pay for the book and, you know, anything else that you order at the same time, and we hold on to your entire order until the book is released, and then we get the book and send everything out to you. And if you want other items sooner, it's really best if you place a separate order for those, so that we can just process it and get it out to you, and then we'll hold on to the book order until it comes in. So that's how that works, and I know most of you know how that works, so sorry to be teaching you what you already know. But yeah, so we have quite a few pre-orders, so it's probably worth mentioning how that works. Another one from Lina Publishing is Friends in Food. This is a non-knitting book, but it's a food book, and it's a food and friends book, which I think is just serendipitous that it's coming out right now, because, you know, this is a time where we are starved for company of others and getting together and being social. And it's almost like this book, when I read about it, made me feel very cozy, and that I too could plan a dinner party and have a really successful, relaxed gathering, and that I think this book will be really useful in, you know, giving me ideas and things like that for doing it. Of course there's recipes too, but I think as well, as much as it being about the recipes, it's about being with friends and socializing and over food and dinner, which I don't do enough of, and we certainly haven't done this year. So I think we're all a bit rusty, and we're all a bit more needy of that than we might usually be. So it'll be nice to have this lovely book. So that's on pre-order, and I haven't seen it in my hands yet, but I think that's coming in January as well. Don't quote me on that. We'll put the deadline or the launch date right there for you. And I definitely will be keeping one of those for myself. Nordic Knits. I hope that by the time you're seeing this, you have got your Nordic Knits if you've already ordered it. We opened pre-orders for this way back, I want to say in October, could even have been September. And the book was supposed to be in October, I think. It got delayed, and here we are now in December, and at the time of recording this, I believe it's on its way. It's definitely stateside. It's come in, you know, it's come in on a boat, and it's headed to its distributor. And I've been checking in with them pretty constantly, and they're as frustrated as anybody else that it's not here yet. And, you know, logistics, I think, are just so much harder with COVID. There's less traffic coming over here in the form of planes, you know, where I would usually be bringing stuff over on flights that are maybe already bringing people over or other cargo. There's just less flights. And so, and I think probably boats are the same. They're really packing them and just bringing over one boat instead of, you know, sort of two boats, three, you know, 3/4 filled. I don't know. But that's the sense that I get, is that there's just less traffic because of COVID. And so it's just more difficult. At every turn, logistically, it is harder. I have found that too. And I think for the most part, I've been able to calibrate what we have here to be reliable and to not sell out of things too fast. But I know that happens. It happens all the time. And I do my best for that not to happen. But it's happening with Jamieson & Smith right now. I think that it happens, though, it's just a sign of how much we love that yarn, and that we are patient, and that we will wait for things to sort themselves out and get going again. It will come back. It definitely will come back. So anyway, where was I going? So yeah, Nordic Knits is, I hope that by the time you're watching this, it has come in and it's no longer a pre-order, and that we have shipped out your pre-order. Thank you so much for being patient as you have been. Really, it's wonderful. We appreciate you when you understand. I've been updating the product page so that you can see, you know, where things stand as far as I know. And you know, it will come in. It probably will have come in by the time you see this. So I just wanted to say that. I'm really sorry. It's outside of our hands, though. It's nothing I can't jump up and down and make things happen faster. It just is going to take as long as it takes. And you know, if you want to cancel your order, that's completely fine. Completely, I understand. But I would say 99% of you have been completely wonderful, and you know it'll come in and we'll get it to you, and we will not be the hold up. We will get that in, turn it around, and get them out as quickly as possible. You know, like that. And we always do that as best we can. We never want to be the hold up of things, and so we work really hard not to be. And I think you know that, and that's why you give us the benefit of the doubt when things do take longer than anticipated. Okay, all that to say, thank you. And it's coming, and it should be here. Right, the new book from Pom Pom, Ready Set Raglan. Picture here. We don't have it in the shop here yet, but we were selling it on pre-order, and I'm sure by the time you're seeing this, it actually is in the shop. This is a great book. It's a follow-up to their Knit How book, which was an absolute beginner's book, and now they're taking it to the next step, which is a Raglan sweater. And a Raglan sweater is a universally standard construction. I think it's forgiving, and I think it looks good on most body shapes, almost all body shapes. I think some people with big shoulders, though, say that they don't like raglans and this and that, but I think for most people you can get away with a raglan. And of course, my vanilla sweater is a raglan. If you don't know, a raglan is a sweater that has this sort of shaping. I always think of it as the baseball t-shirt shaping, because you've got decreases at the back and the front that do this, and on the other side too, obviously. And that's how you create your sleeves, is with decreases. And so they have come up with quite a few garments that are all raglans, and they show you how to work with color and different stitches and different decreasing and increasing rates or whatever it is. So basically, now that you've learned to knit with their know-how book, now you can get the Raglan book, which is a standalone book on its own right too. And if you're really interested in delving in and learning more about knitting a garment, a Raglan is a really good one to start with. And so this book will walk you through many variations of it. So we should have those in the shop by the time you're seeing this. And I think Pom Pom have done a great job with this book. And we were able to get a few more copies of Pom Pom 35, which was guest edited by Stephen West and La Bien-Aimée. I don't know if we have any left at this point, but we were able to get a few more, which was really nice. Okay, what else? Let's show you something brand new. Oh, before I show you more yarn, let me show you my bag here. This here is from Studio Tolsta in the Western Isles of Scotland. And somebody was asking whether this bag is sturdy. And yeah, it is. I kept one for me, and I've been using it myself to carry my computer back and forth. So it's quite tall, you can see. This is Harris Tweed. There you've got the Harris Tweed label, which is, you can only use this label if you're working with Harris Tweed. And actually the reason I wanted to show you this was for this pin. I had these pins made up. It says, I survived 2020. And when you spend $75 at the Bully Thistle, you get the pin free. While stocks last, we are, at the time of recording this, about halfway through our stock. But here, this is the inside. There's a lovely little pocket there. And on the other side, you can see my computer. I have a big computer, big laptop. There's a zipped pocket there. So this is one of the big laptops. And so it fits in there, and I can zip this bag closed and protect it from the weather. Both sides of the bag have these lovely big full-size pockets with the magnet closure on that side, and same on this side, like that. Leather, vegan leather straps. Oh, my computer is so heavy. Yeah, so Studio Tolsta. I was researching them, or I was researching Harris Tweed because I love a bit of Harris Tweed. And I was going to show you my purse. This is my wallet. Not my purse, my wallet. In Scotland, this is called a purse. So anywho, I am on the hunt for Harris Tweed, and I came across Studio Tolsta, who is Katrina, and she is a designer and she designs these bags. I believe she's married to a gentleman from India.